IELTS Speaking Part 1. Websites. Question 1. What kinds of websites do you often visit? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I often visit news websites and social media. I also use shopping websites sometimes when I need to buy something. Band 7 answer. Most of the time, I visit news websites to keep up with current events, and I also use social media platforms to stay in touch with friends and family. Besides that, I often check online shopping websites when I need to compare prices or read product reviews. Band 8 answer. I frequently visit a mix of websites depending on my daily needs. For instance, I rely on news portals like BBC or Reuters to stay informed, and I spend time on social media sites like Instagram to relax and connect with friends. E-commerce sites are also part of my routine, especially when I'm looking for deals or reading customer feedback before making a purchase. Question 2. What is your favorite website? Model answer. Band 6 answer. My favorite website is YouTube because I can watch videos on many topics like music, travel, and cooking. It is very fun and useful. Band 7 answer. I would say YouTube is my favorite website because it offers such a wide variety of content. Whether I want to learn something new, watch a travel vlog, or just relax with some music, there's always something interesting available. I also like that the algorithm suggests videos I might enjoy. Band 8 answer. YouTube is definitely my go-to website. What I love most about it is its diversity. There's everything from educational content and documentaries to entertaining clips and live streams. For example, I often follow productivity channels or TED Talks, which not only keep me informed but also inspired. The platform's personalized recommendations also make it easy to discover new content based on my interests. Question 3. Are there any changes about the websites you often visit? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Yes, some websites changed their design or added more ads. It is sometimes harder to use than before. Band 7 answer. Yes, I've noticed that many websites have updated their design or added more features. For example, some news websites now have more video content and interactive elements. But I also see more advertisements, which can be annoying. Band 8 answer. Definitely. Over the years, many websites I frequent have undergone significant updates, not just in layout but also in functionality. For instance, some news platforms now use interactive infographics and push notifications to enhance user engagement. On the downside, I've noticed an increase in ads and pop-ups, which sometimes interrupt the browsing experience and make the site feel cluttered. Question 4. What kinds of websites are popular in your country? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Social media websites like Facebook and Instagram are very popular. People also use news and shopping websites a lot. Band 7 answer. In my country, people often visit social networking sites such as Facebook, Instagram, and LINE. Online shopping websites are also really popular, especially sites like Shopee or Amazon. News and video streaming platforms are commonly used too. Band 8 answer. Social media platforms dominate in terms of popularity. Facebook and Instagram are widely used, especially among young people. E-commerce websites like Shopee, Lazada, and Amazon have also seen a huge rise due to their convenience and competitive pricing. Moreover, video streaming services like YouTube and Netflix have become household staples. Interestingly, educational platforms like Coursera are local learning sites. IELTS Speaking Part 2. A person often in the news. Describe a person who is often in the news, and who you would like to meet. You should say, who this person is, how you know him, her, why he, she is often in the news, and explain why you would like to meet him, her. You have 1 minute to prepare. You have 2 minutes to talk. Model answer. Band 6 answer. The person I want to talk about is Elon Musk. I know him because I see his name on the internet and on the news very often. He is the CEO of Tesla and also works with rockets and space. He is in the news a lot because of the new things he tries to do, like making electric cars and launching rockets. Sometimes he also posts strange things online, so people always talk about him. I want to meet him because I think he is smart and interesting. I want to ask him how he became successful and what his future plans are. Band 7 answer. I'd like to talk about Elon Musk, who is a famous businessman and inventor. I became interested in him when I first saw videos about Tesla and his ideas about electric vehicles. Later on, I also learned he started SpaceX, which sends rockets to space. Elon Musk appears in the news all the time, not just because of his companies, but also because of his bold ideas and unexpected decisions. For example, he once talked about living on Mars, and he recently made headlines when he bought Twitter and made big changes to the platform. Some people support him, and others criticize him, which keeps him in the spotlight. I'd love to meet him because he's someone who doesn't follow the rules. I want to understand how he comes up with so many ideas and how he handles stress from being in the public eye all the time. I think it would be inspiring to hear how he stays focused on such big goals. Band 8 answer. The person I'd like to describe is Elon Musk, who is one of the most well-known entrepreneurs in the world today. I first learned about him through articles about Tesla, and over time I became more curious about his other ventures, like SpaceX and Neuralink. He's a unique figure who combines technology, business, and even a bit of showmanship, which is why he constantly appears in the news. Musk is always in the headlines, whether it's because of his achievements, such as successfully launching reusable rockets, or his controversial tweets and business decisions. His purchase of Twitter drew a lot of attention globally, and people are often divided about his actions. Whether people like him or not, there's no doubt he has a huge influence on modern technology and communication. I'd really like the chance to meet him, not only to ask about how he manages multiple companies, but also to understand his mindset. He seems to have a fearless attitude toward risk and innovation, which I find incredibly fascinating. Meeting someone who is shaping the future in so many areas, transportation, AI, even space exploration, would be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. IELTS Speaking Part 3. A person often in the news. Question 1. What is the difference between new media and old media? Model answer. Band 6 answer. New media is the internet, like websites and apps, and old media is things like newspapers, TV, and radio. New media is faster and more people use it today. Band 7 answer. New media includes online platforms such as social media, websites, and digital news apps. Old media, on the other hand, refers to traditional sources like newspapers, magazines, television, and radio. The biggest difference is speed. News spreads instantly through new media. Also, new media allows people to interact by commenting or sharing, while old media is more passive. Band 8 answer. The key distinction between new media and old media lies in interactivity and accessibility. New media, such as social platforms like Twitter, Instagram, or news apps, allows users to engage directly with content and even become creators themselves. Old media, including print newspapers or broadcast television, delivers information in a one-way format with limited feedback. Additionally, new media is available 24/7 and can be personalized, whereas old media often operates on fixed schedules and broader audiences. These differences have transformed how quickly people access news and how deeply they participate in discussions. Question 2. Do you think the contents in the newspapers are reliable? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think newspapers are mostly reliable because they have real reporters and editors. But sometimes they can still make mistakes or be biased. Band 7 answer. Generally, I believe newspapers try to be reliable since they are written by professional journalists and go through editing processes. However, some newspapers may show bias depending on who owns them or what political views they support. So, I think readers should still read critically and compare different sources. Band 8 answer. While traditional newspapers have higher standards for accuracy compared to some online sources, their content is not always entirely objective. Editorial bias, commercial interests, and political pressure can sometimes influence how stories are presented. Nonetheless, they are typically more trustworthy than unverified news on social media. Personally, I think a balanced approach, reading multiple newspapers and cross-referencing stories, is key to accessing reliable information. Question 3. Do you think it's necessary for people to watch foreign news? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Yes, I think it's good to watch foreign news. It helps people know what is happening in the world, not just in their own country. Band 7 answer. Yes, I do think watching foreign news is important. It gives people a global perspective and helps them understand international events that might affect their country too, such as economic changes or natural disasters. It also helps people become more open-minded and aware of cultural differences. Band 8 answer. Absolutely. Staying informed about global news not only enhances one's understanding of the world but also promotes cultural awareness and critical thinking. For instance, learning about political changes in major economies like the US or China can help people anticipate market trends or travel implications. Moreover, exposure to foreign news encourages empathy, as people become more conscious of issues like war, poverty, or climate change on a global scale. It's especially vital in an era where countries are deeply interconnected. Question 4. How has social media changed how we consume news? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Social media makes it faster to read news. People can see news on their phones anytime. But sometimes the news is not true. Band 7 answer. Social media has completely changed how people get news. It's now instant. People get updates the moment something happens. Also, many people get news from friends or influencers instead of official sources, which can sometimes spread false information. However, social media also allows for more opinions and discussions. Band 8 answer. Social media has made news consumption more immediate, personalized, and interactive. People no longer rely solely on traditional outlets. They follow trending topics, receive real-time updates, and engage in online debates. However, this shift has also led to information overload and the rapid spread of misinformation. Algorithms often show users only the content that matches their views, which can create echo chambers and limit critical thinking. While social media offers access and variety, it also requires users to be more discerning and media literate. Question 5. What kinds of famous people are usually in the news in your country? Model answer. Band 6 answer. In my country, famous people in the news are often actors, singers, and sports stars. Sometimes politicians are also in the news. Band 7 answer. Usually, celebrities like movie stars, musicians, and athletes appear frequently in the news. Political leaders also make headlines, especially during elections or when big decisions are made. Recently, social media influencers are becoming more common in the news too. Band 8 answer. In my country, the media tends to focus heavily on entertainment figures, such as actors, musicians, and sports personalities, because the public is interested in their personal lives and achievements. Politicians and business leaders also appear in the news, especially when they implement new policies or make controversial statements. Lately, there's been a rise in coverage of online influencers, reflecting the growing impact of digital culture. Unfortunately, sometimes sensationalism overshadows more serious but less exciting news like scientific achievements or environmental issues.
Congrats on making it to the end of this video, and kudos to you if you did all that practice. You are amazing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And you can also add my official LINE account that's in the profile. And if you do this, then I can send you a free phrases guide that you can use for your practice. All right, happy studying. See ya.